Everyone, in Parsha Pinchas, we read about how Pinchas, through Moshe, is commanded to destroy the Midyanim. After Pinchas' actions, I should correct myself. Moshe is commanded by Hashem, "Sorry to Midyanim v'iketemotam." You should destroy the Midyanim, you should wipe them out. Kitzorim halahem lachem benichlechem asher niklu lachem al davar peor al davar kozbi banasi midyan ochotam hamukav yom magifa davar peor. Based off their actions, they're nichlehem. So the Ramban we're going to focus on today is going to be discussing what exactly the Minyadim did wrong, per se, and also it's going to be focusing on how come the Moavim and the Ammonim were commanded al Tetzar, we should not fight them, we should not try and destroy them at first. So why does that occur when it seems like they were behind the plan of the Midyanim? The Midyanim were sent out to the advice of Moab. So the Ramban is going to explain that quickly, and we're going to hopefully through that derive a message about doing proper things and not being involved in the wrong things. So the Ramban begins discussing Tam B'Nichlehem, Kasher Pirash, as the Ramban explained earlier. Kizignei Bayan Chashvu Machshva Hazot. Commotion and Mar, Veomer Moab, Ziknei Bayan. Kibehem is Yatsa Mitchila Behem Natu Eitzazol Moab, Shitiz Nena Benotam Mahem. So the Moabite women were commanded, or were so to speak, they sought out advice, the Midyanim, through Moab and vice versa. So there was this conversing between Moab and Midyan, and based off that, Ve'atzmidu Tam Ba'al Peor La'adicham Al Hashem. So the Midyanim were conversing with Moab, and based off this, the Midyanim we were told to destroy. And they were through this conversation with the Moabim. That was why they originally sent out these Moabite princesses these Midianite princesses in order for Bnei Israel to be enticed by them. And based off this, the Midyanim are going to be destroyed. Now, the point that Ramban is going to be addressing in the following piece over here is with regard to how come the Moabim and the Ammonim were commanded to destroy it away, meaning that we are told Al Tetzar their land. It says over here, Al Tetzar at Moab, do not go ahead and attack them. So the Ramban's dealing with this point of how come we're not supposed to destroy them? They seem to be the ones who are giving the advice to the Midianite women to go out. So the Ramban goes on and explains how Bilam really was involved in this advice, and Bilam was someone who was clearly there. He goes through proof that Bilam was involved and actively in the lands, and based off this, Bnei Israel were the ones who killed him when he was still around after giving this advice and to check out if his plan worked. We know that, of course, Bilam was sent to curse Bnei Israel, he gave them blessing instead, and immediately following it, the previous Parsha, at the end of Parsha Balak, we're told about Pinchas's heroic actions in, so to speak, destroying and getting rid of this immediate after effect of the Midianite woman being in Bnei Israel's camp. Okay, now the last point over here. The Midianites were women, and the Midianim were told to destroy. They're not Moab. We were given a warning to destroy Moab, and the Ramban discusses over there how could this possibly be. So the Ramban says, when he tama lashon agadosh amar bab kama al tetzot Moab, v'chi'ala al datos of Moshe asot melchama shelo brishut. So why would we need this command not to destroy Moab? Why would Moshe want to go ahead and destroy them? How come there has to be a positive commandment? Al tetzot Moab. So reinforcement is telling them not to destroy them. So, why would Moshe want to go out and do war without reshut of God, without permission? So the Ramban explains, Al nasa Moshe kal v'chomer ba'atzmo. Amar, umam midyanim shelo ba'u el esayel Moab. Amar Torah tzor midyanim v'ketemotam. Moabim atzmo kol shkein. The Midyanim were just sought out advice, and were only given advice from Moab to go ahead and entice Bnei Israel. Yet we're told to destroy the Midyanim. Moshe reasoned by himself. Wouldn't it be even more so for the Moabim? And therefore, there has to be a specific pasuk. Amar LaKadosh Baruch Hu, lo kish al datcha shtei predo ish lehotzi mehem ruta Moavia v'nama Ammonit. So we know that from Moab and Ammon, we'll have roots come from Moab, which eventually leads to the roots of Mashiach, as well as Naamah from the roots of Ammon. And based on this, the Ramban explains that's why we need specific psukim to describe Al Tetzot Moab, meaning that Moshe would go ahead and seem like a logical conclusion based off his own reasoning to go ahead and destroy his nations as well. And based off that, that is the reason why it's told that Moshe has to be able to give in this pasuk. Now, the only difference, though, is that what happens later on is that the Moabim and the Midyanim, even though we were given their lands, even though that they were told that we'd have protection, meaning that they were told that they would not be destroyed due to the actions of Lot. And based off this, Eretz Ammon Moab Hashem Atnana Levei Lot Yerusha Bavar Lot Aviyam Sheret Et Tzadik Gila Imo Lot Haaretz However, they lost this land that was given to them through Lot, and Bnei Yisrael was able to conquer it. Based off of their evil actions, they didn't invite them in, they didn't provide them with bread and water on their way out of the Midbar. Based off they're not inviting, they were not invited in, and we have those commandments of a Ammoni and Moab will not be entered into the Kal Hashem. Basically, what we see from this is that two basic principles emerge. One, there on Ramban's point, people who are involved in giving bad advice, people who are involved in bad actions, they'll be punished. Every customer will follow. And it might not be, so to speak, they have this protection, but this protection will not entail them to get off the hook. And based off this, we can take off this message as well, that when Bnei Yisrael are entering into the Midbar and are leaving the Midbar, and the Ammon and Moabim were not providing them with these food and this water, that seems to be a general principle of being someone who's generous, being someone who's giving. And the fact that Bnei Yisrael are denied this is something that goes down in the history books forever and has huge implications. So with this point, we can understand the Ramban, how come the Midyanim were told to be destroyed away as opposed to Ammon and Moab, and why down the line Ammon and Moab had their future implications. We know that Mashiach comes through the roots of Moab, the root, though nonetheless, we still see that there was this debate that went on whether or not this could occur in history due to the fact that they did not provide Bnei Yisrael with food and water, and were not proper guests. They did not follow the way of the Mishpat like the roots of Mashiach should. And perhaps we can understand from this why David Melech was someone who's chosen and someone who's able to reverse this negative trait and be able to experience this negative trait in his lineage, yet be able to reverse it to become the true Melech Mashiach. With that, we wish everyone a great Shabbos.